Now this time it's a little bit different because here we have an equation. It's the difference of two squares type of an expression on the left hand side of the equation. On the right it's equal to 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly as we did recently with the difference of two squares factoring. To factor the expression on the left, we'll set each factor independently equal to 0 and we'll solve for x. So we have 4x squared minus 1 equals 0. Now remember what we did. We write these as squares. So 4x squared, we'll write that as 2x in parentheses squared minus 1 in parentheses squared. And 1 is a tricky one, but remember 1 squared is always 1. So now we go to our pattern, and it's the first minus the second times the first plus the second equals 0. And remember, we've met this before. If we're multiplying two pieces of mathematics, two numbers, two variables, two expressions, and the answer is 0, then one of the things we multiplied, or both of them, must be 0. So either the 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, or the 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Because that's the only way we could get 0. Either one or both of these has to be equal to 0. Now from here on in it's the same as before, just try and get x on its own. So you look to see what's on the wrong side. The minus 1 here is on the wrong side, so move it across and change its sign. So we'll get 2x is equal to positive 1 or just 1. And we'll divide both sides by 2. 2x divided by 2 is equal to 1 over 2. The 2's will cancel, so you have x is equal to 1/2. So that's one of our answers. And then 2x plus 1 equals 0. So the same thing, you want to get x on its own. So the 1 is on the wrong side, move it across and change its sign. Plus 1 goes across, change its sign, it becomes minus 1. Again, we'll divide by 2 because it's the same thing on each side. 2x divided by 2 equals negative 1 divided by 2. The 2's will cancel, and that leaves you with x is equal. A minus over a plus. When we're dividing different signs, the answer is negative, and it's 1/2. So the two possible answers that would work to make this equation equal to 0 are if x is 1/2 or if x is negative 1/2. Okay, both will work. Okay, you can try that by substituting them back in to prove it for yourself, but that's how to do these problems. So remember, write the original expression as a pair of perfect squares. Use the difference of two squares pattern, the first minus the second times the first plus the second. Set each of those factors equal to 0, and then isolate x, get x on its own.